Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and a warm welcome to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate it, and of course thanks for all of your lovely likes and comments as well. So today I'm going to talk a little about a great question that one of my own students that her mom asked. Always good when the moms are watching as well. And thank you, Mom, for the question. You know who you are. And also, we're going to work a little on the do's and don'ts of your practice. So, if you've been practicing, this would be really interesting for you. And I know a lot of you that have subscribed are already my students, some from many, many years ago, and it's good to have you on. So, these are good review little lessons for you as well. Okay, so let's go into the first do of your practice. And without this, really, the rest of them don't need to exist. So your first do is to practice on a regular basis. It makes sense, you know. If you don't practice every single day, you won't be keeping the chi flowing. And especially if you're trying to overcome an illness, a chronic illness especially, that's maybe pretty deep rooted, you need to practice every single day. It's not a hardship, you know. And your Qigong practice is not just about overcoming illness, it's for personal development as well. It's holistic. It helps to raise your vibration, and you probably are hearing a lot about that now, about frequency and vibration. So the higher our vibration, the better things come to us. So that alone is a good reason to practice. So practice on a regular basis. Now, if you go on holidays for a week, that's okay. If you don't have a suitable place to practice, it's a week, but don't worry, okay? So you can make up for it when you come home. So there are times, I know myself, when we go away on holidays, it can be hard to practice there. You go with the best of intentions thinking, oh my God, every morning I'm going to wake up and practice by the beach. It doesn't always work out like that in reality. So you do the best that you can. The second do is practice in a nice place. So a nice place, ideally, okay, this is ideal, is a waterfall, nice trees, nice grass, surrounded by flowers, but that's not always possible either. And I know with a lot of the Irish students that we practice indoors a lot. So if you have a nice space indoors, make that your practice place, like your sacred space. And if you are, we'll say, maybe practicing in your bedroom after getting up in the morning, maybe open the window first, because it's not so good to practice in a stale room. Go have your breakfast and come back and practice in the room after opening the window. You can close the window then while you're practicing, but open it a little bit again, just to let out any negative stale chi that have been that goes out while you're actually doing your practice. And believe me, if you walk into a room where there's been a lot of people practicing, you can smell that bad chi that has come out from people. So pick a nice place to practice. The ideal time to practice, well, the ideal, okay, so ideal is sunrise, sunset. But generally any time before, we'll say 10 or 11 in the morning. And at night between 7 up to midnight. They're good times to practice as well. So sunrise, sunset, if you can't do it at those times, then before 11 in the morning and after 7 in the evening. It's good to leave a good few hours between your practice if you're practicing twice a day. Now, if you practice in the morning, it means it's your one practice during the day, it actually really sets you up for the day. If your one practice is at night, It cuts your day off from your night and you will sleep much better that night. You're more relaxed going into bed. Number 4 is be relaxed when you practice. You know, it's a good reason to be relaxed is to keep the chi flowing for yourself. So when you're tense, the chi won't flow as well. So be relaxed and cheerful when you're practicing as best you can. And of course, that's why we smile from the heart. And I know sometimes people roll their eyes at me when I tell them to smile from their heart. And especially when something is going on in your life, it's like, oh my God, does she realize even how much is going on with me right now? Smiling is even not possible. But if you learn to smile from your heart many times during the day, again, you're getting the chi to flow because it makes you relaxed. You can't be grumpy and smiling at the same time. Try it. And it also raises your vibration. So better things are connected to you. So that's why we relax when we're practicing. We go into a Qigong state of mind, a meditative state. Number 5 is wear loose clothing as best you can. Tight clothing restricts the flow of the chi. The same with jewellery. If your rings are very tight or you have your watch is very tight, you're restricting the flow of the chi. So wear loose clothing, comfortable clothes. Then when you're practicing, the next one is breathe gently. Nice, gentle breaths. I mentioned that in the instructions when I give instructions for practice. Breathe gently. And the next one is be kind and generous in your dealings with people. Be kind and generous in your dealings with people. And always, always use your mind for good. Not for bad. Always use your mind for good. So that is, don't be talking bad about people. Don't be giving out about people. Don't be giving out about the way of the world. Focus on the good things. There's loads of good things too. It's not that we don't know the other things are there or happening, but we're not giving our attention or our energy to them. Anything you give your energy to will expand, will grow, so we don't want that. So be kind and generous with people in your dealings with people and use your mind for good. So they're all the do's. Now, the don'ts, some of them are just the opposite. So you don't stop your practice. Obviously, if you want to keep the chi flowing, you don't stop your practice. But like I said, if you're going on holidays or something, that's okay. And enjoy yourself when you go on holidays. The enjoyment itself will keep your chi flowing for you. Don't practice in a noisy, smelly place. That sort of makes sense, doesn't it? So why would you? You're breathing in. You don't want to be breathing in all that smelly stuff. So don't practice in a noisy, smelly place. That's the same for your bedroom. Open the window because there's a lot of stale air coming out at night and the room may not be so nice to practice in if you don't open the windows. We don't usually practice at noon, so that's why I tell you to practice before 10 or 11. In the warmer countries, it's too hot. We certainly don't have that problem here, but you know, we follow those guidelines, so we don't practice around noon. So don't practice between definitely 12 and 2. The next one, don't practice in a cemetery. Now, I don't know why anyone would, but I can see maybe because it might be a quiet place, but at the same time, the energy in a cemetery may not be so good. So don't practice there. Don't practice in a moving vehicle. Again, it makes sense, okay? I don't probably need to explain that one to you. Or don't practice during lightning and thunder as well, because the energy is miles too high. A lot of people, you might feel that you're very tense when there's lightning or thunder about to come, or you might be headachy. That's because the energy is too high for us. So don't practice at that time either. Don't practice when you're very angry. Okay, so you have a fight with somebody, you storm into the room, bang the door, and go lifting the sky. That's not a good way to do it. You're not relaxed. And remember, in number 4, you must be relaxed in your practice. So don't be angry or any of those negative emotions, anxious or any of those things when you're practicing. For us, we cover our feet, so don't practice barefoot. We cover our feet when we practice. We do not take up the energy from the ground. Other disciplines do, and that's their business. For us, we don't. We don't take any energy from the ground. We leave it down there. It's good for things that are growing in the ground and for the creepy crawlies that are down there. We cover our feet. It's also, for us, not so good to walk on wet grass. And I know a lot of disciplines do that as well, but for us, we don't. It can affect the kidneys. So for us, we cover our feet. It's as simple as that. Cover your feet. Socks are fine once you wear socks, once they're not getting wet. But if you're outdoors in wet grass, then make sure your feet are not getting wet. I remember Sifu one time explaining, he asked people would they prefer to live in a cave or up a mountain. So you tell me in the comments which place you'd prefer to live, in a cave or up a mountain. Don't force your breathing. Remember, I said in the other one, do breathe gently, so don't force your breathing. Again, that restricts the chi. So you don't go, or even worse, without opening your mouth. So I remember years ago, I was invited to, I don't know, was it the Bio-Aura or the Bioenergy? It was a group in Dublin. And my Sifu's book was on their syllabus. And they asked me to come up to check their practice. But every single one of them, they were doing lifting the sky. And they were very sincere, a really nice group, and very, very sincere with their practice. And they thought that the more effort they put into it, the better the results. With energy, less is more. Less is more. So your breathing is gentle. Breathing in. There's no restriction. Breathing out. It feels so much nicer. So don't force your breathing. And then don't be mean or malicious in your dealings with people. The opposite to do and be kind to people. So don't be mean or malicious. That's not good karma for you. So I think you all know that. If you're actually on this channel, you don't have that mindset of being mean or malicious. You're on so that you can improve yourselves, either your health or your well-being, and fair play to you for that, because that takes a bit of time and it takes a bit of work, but it is well worth it. Now to the question from my student's mom was, when we're breathing in cosmic energy, how do we know we're not breathing in bad energy? And it's actually a simple answer. So you don't have that thought for a start. Remember, energy follows thought. Energy follows thought. So whatever you're thinking, the energy will follow that. So usually when we're breathing in, we say breathe in good cosmic chi, and that will do it. Just breathe in good cosmic chi. That's what we're doing. We breathe in good cosmic chi. It's heaven chi. It's much better for us. And don't put your mind on the negative part. I think because it's heaven chi, it would still be all good. But if you're having a negative thought, you may just draw something else, and you do not want that. So breathe in good cosmic chi. It's the same with a lot of things. It's the thought. Your thoughts are so important. Energy follows thought. So whatever you're giving your thoughts to, you're giving the energy to it as well. Our thoughts create our reality, but that's a whole other video. So just remember that energy follows thought. We do that a lot in Tai Chi Chuan. And it's probably easier to understand it as well. All the movements come from the thought, and the energy follows that then as well. So now, thank you, Mom, for your question. It was an interesting one. And so just keep your mind, like we say, use your mind for good, not for anything else. So now, I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any likes or comments, please put them below, put the comments below. And there are a few courses coming up. The next one will be in Tralee on Saturday, the 22nd of March. It's a morning course. I don't usually do morning courses, but it's a Saturday morning course in the Brandon Hotel in Tralee. All the courses are on my website, Qigong, CHIKUNG.ie. There is another Zoom one coming up. I think that's the 26th of March. And that's a night course, 7 to 8 p.m. And there is another Sunday one coming up in the Killarney Court on the 27th of April. That's a good bit off. And then there's a weekend beginners on the 10th and 11th of May. So they're the ones that are coming up. They're all in Kerry at the moment, either in Kerry or on Zoom. So now, take good care of yourselves. Keep smiling from the heart. Anytime during the day that you feel down, smile from your heart. As best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it will help to lift you up. Many sun joys for the rest of the week. Take care of yourselves. Shaolin greetings.